Hey, welcome back to my channel Endless Pages. I'm Liv and welcome to today's video, which is my April TBR featuring the Criminal Minds reading game. Hello, hope you're all well. Welcome to today's video. Like I said, we're going to talk through the books that I am going to be reading in the month of April. And this video is going to be featuring my Criminal Minds reading game that I created. I announced this TBR game in January, my brand new reading TBR game, and I didn't play it for 2 months because life has been lifing very hard this year, so I just wasn't in a place to film. But I am now, so I'm glad to be back, and I'm sorry that I announced a TBR game and then didn't play it for 2 months, but we're back. So this is my second time playing this TBR game. If you want to know the rules and have a detailed explanation of the board, I did all of that in my January TBR video, which I'll pop up in the cards now. So if you want a detailed explanation of how my game works, you can watch that video, or I kind of explain it as I go. I don't think you'll be super confused if you just jump into this video. I think you'll be able to follow along, but the option is there if you'd like it. One thing before we get into the roles is I did say in my explanation video for this game that at the start of my TBR video I'd let you know if I successfully completed the TBR from the previous month, because that'll affect if I have to take a punishment at the start of the rolls. But since I didn't use this TBR game last month, we're just going to ignore it, and then we will continue on with that rule next month, because yeah, no point in trying to drag it from January. January's TBR is long gone, so we're just going to ignore that rule for this video. Without further ado, let's get into the first roll. Welcome back to the Criminal Minds reading game. I'm very excited. This is my second ever time playing it, so let's see what the board gives me today. So we're going to start with our jar of episode prompts. These are tropes that happen often in the show, and we're going to blindly pick at them until we find one that matches the last episode we watched. Well, I watched. Don't know why I said we. And for me, that was season 12, episode 14, Collision Course. So let's pick at them randomly until I find one that matches. So what does this one say? Oop, it would help if it was in frame. The episode has an unsub you feel sympathetic towards. Absolutely not. Let's try again. This one. Alright, oop, wrong way around. What does this one say? The episode features children as either the unsub or the victims. No, there's no children in this episode really. Let's go this one. I'm really struggling to hold these in frame. The episode has an unsub who is not caught. No. I feel like we're going to go through all of them today before we find one. What's this one? The episode features a character or team member going through something traumatic. I'm going to count this because there's kind of a B plot that's happening with the team most of this season, well, this like second half of the season, and it is traumatic, and there's a traumatic scene at the end of this episode, so I'm absolutely going to count this. So the kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, the prompt associated with this episode prompt is, let's see, I've forgotten what it is. Oh yeah, so one free roll. So I don't have to pick a book for that roll, and it can be used at any point in the game. So at any point in the game I can just do a free roll and I don't have to pick a prompt for that, and it counts toward my progress around the board, but I have to choose when I'm doing it before I roll. So I can't roll, land on a prompt I don't want, and then decide to use it. So it has to be said before I roll. Okay, roll number 1. A 3. 1, 2, 3. And I've landed on Morgan. As you saw, roll number 1, I rolled a 3, landed on Morgan, which is the prompt baby girl, and to read a romance. For that I am going with The 7 Years Slip by Ashley Ponston. So I continue on with my journey of trying to find romances I like. If you haven't watched my videos before, I used to be like, I hate the romance genre, I can't read it, blah blah blah, I'm a grouch. I then found romance books that I genuinely really loved and have rated one 5 stars, which blew my mind. So I continue on with my journey of trying to figure out where I stand in the romance genre. That's probably not the right way to put it. What is my kind of romance book? When I read the blurb of this one, I was like, okay, this sounds good. I think I like more adulty characters, like older characters. I think it's less kind of silly and goofy sometimes when it's an older character, and I think that's my kind of romance. Like, I like reading romance of people in their 30s and above, maybe because I'm reaching the end of my 20s. So I think I've got a high chance of liking this one. I've got really, really, really high hopes for this one. I think basically this is about a book publicist who falls in love with her roommate, and then she finds out her roommate is actually, he lives 7 years in the past. And she obviously lives 7 years in the future. So basically I think it's about her falling in love with him and her trying to deal with that. I have heard really good things. I honestly don't know more about it other than the fact that there's a time difference, and I think I'm okay with going into this blindly. I don't think I've ever heard a bad review of this, so I'm quite keen, and hopefully I haven't hyped it too much in my head. Roll number 2. Oh, we got small numbers today. 1, 2, and I've landed on my first punishment for the game, Frank. Roll number 2, I rolled a 2 and landed on the punishment Frank. So Frank's punishment is, I think I explained in the clip, but I'll re-explain. So I'm not allowed to swap out books for the whole round. So normally the rule is, say I pick a book for, okay, let's just talk about the last one, for example. So the last one I picked, The 7-Year Slip. Say I come round to reading it and I don't want to actually pick it up, and I choose another romance, for example, First Time Caller, to read instead. If I finish First Time Caller, that's me completing the prompt, TBR complete. However, because I've landed on Frank, I'm not allowed to swap out books. So what I tell you I'm reading for this prompt in this video is what I have to read for that prompt for it to be counted as a success. I hope that makes sense. I hope I've explained that clear enough. Yeah, that's the rule. Let's do roll number 3. Finally, a big number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we got the BAU. And then you saw roll number 3, which I rolled a 5 and landed on the BAU, which stands for the Behavioural Analysis Unit of the FBI. The prompt for that is read a book featuring found family. So for that, we're doing a reread. We're rereading The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. So I don't know, I've had this series on my TBR for a very long time. I read this first book, The Raven Boys, years ago, and I'm continuing on with my quest. That's a stupid word to use, but no, it's a quest. I'm continuing on with my quest and my journey, I hate the J word, of getting rid of my very old physical TBR, which includes this. So I'm going to reread this book, see if I like it as much as I thought I did when I read it a couple of years ago, because I'm finding when I reread old books, my opinion has very much changed. And then if I like it, I know I will continue on with the series. If I don't like it, I'll unhaul the books in this series that I have. I honestly can't remember what this is about. I remember there's a girl called Blue, and then her mum's like magical or something, clairvoyant. Her mum's clairvoyant and tells her that something about her true love. Yeah, you're his true love or you'll kill him. She might kill her true love. I think it's just about her meeting these 3 boys. Yeah, Gansey, Adam, and Ronan. Oh, and Noah. And I think they go on a quest to find some like dead king. That's literally all I can remember. I read the blurb quickly before I filmed this, and I honestly still don't know what this book is about. The blurb doesn't really give you much, but I remember enjoying it, I think, but again, it was so long ago that I'm not quite sure. So we're going to do a reread and see how we go. Roll number 4. 3. 1, 2, 3. And we landed on read. Roll number 4, I rolled a 3 and landed on read. Spencer Reed, the character, and his prompt is called Genius. And the prompt for Genius is to read a translated book. So, what's my pick for that one? Oh, that's right. This book here, A Man Called Ove, I think that's how you say it, by Fredrik Backman. This is translated from Swedish. It's translated from Swedish. This is, I think the book is literally just about a grumpy man, and he becomes less grumpy when he makes friends with his new neighbours. Yeah. that's literally, I think, the whole blurb of this book. I don't know if this is going to be me. I think this is a very unusual pick for me. Not something I would normally pick up, but I'm very curious about Fredrik Backman because he is such a well-loved author. I just keep seeing just raving reviews about his books. But yeah, we'll see how I go with this one. Okay, I'm going to do my free roll now. So whatever square I land on, I don't actually have to pick a book for, and doesn't count towards my TBR. So let's hope it gives me a big number. Gives me a very small number, 1, and lands me on a punishment, but that's okay because I don't have to pick a book for that, which is awesome because Kat's prompt is a 500 page plus book physical, so that's awesome. Roll number 6. Got a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, but it doesn't matter because I landed on another punishment anyway. Mr. Scratch. Roll number 5, I rolled a 1, and that's where I used my reward from the episode prompts. So the square I landed on, I didn't have to pick a book for. Then the reward was undone by roll number 6, where I rolled a 4 and I landed on Mr. Scratch. So this kind of undoes my free roll because the prompt for Mr. Scratch is to roll backwards 1 time. So we're going to go in the wrong direction, and I also need to pick a profile pick book as well. So let's do our roll first and see how far back we are moving. So this will be roll number 7. Oh, thank God, we're only moving back 2 and we landed on JJ. So we're gonna pick a book for JJ. Roll number 7 was done as part of Mr. Scratch's punishment. So for Mr. Scratch's punishment, you have to do 1 roll going in the incorrect direction of the board. So for that, I rolled a 2 and landed on the square JJ. JJ's square is called Media Liaison Officer, and the prompt for that is a book featuring sibling dynamic. So I picked Gamora and Nebula by Mackenzie Lee. This is off my Shelf Destruct challenge list, which I'll pop up in the cards. I need to get moving on this Shelf Destruct list because I haven't really made much progress on it, and yeah, time's getting away from me very quickly, so I need to get moving on the list. This is basically about Gamora going to this planet called Torn June, and she has a mission to get the planet's heart. She doesn't know her sister Nebula is on her trail, also trying to get the heart, but then I think they have to work together to get to the heart, and they may unknowingly be playing a twisted competition with galactic consequences. So I think I said this in the vlog, but I've been suffering big Marvel fatigue. Big Marvel fatigue. So I'm hoping this will be the introduction I need to get back into the world of Marvel and reignite my love for the characters in this world. Sorry, I've been calling it the wrong thing. We're going to pick a profile pick. Sorry, it's been a while since I played this game. So these are just 2 pretty open prompts that I have to find a book that meets the 2 that I pick. So first pick, let's see what we've got. So it must be a hardback book. Okay, I've got a few of those. And it also must be off my Shelf Destruct list. That's really specific. I hope I can find one that matches because I don't know what to do if I can't. Continuing on with part 2 of Mrs. Scratch's punishment prompt, I then have to do a prompt pick, which is where I pick 2 prompts randomly from the pile and have to find a book that matches both those prompts. So we had hardback and Shelf Destruct as our prompts, and for that I'm picking The Infinity Quartz. This is by Akemi Dawn Bowman. This has been on my TBR for a long time. I think it's about an evil AI, if I remember correctly. This is really hard to read in the dark. The text of the blurb is like pink. It's really hard to read. My poor eyes. So this is about Nami. She just graduated, she goes to a party, blah blah blah. She gets murdered before she gets to the party. She wakes up in this place called Infinity, which is where your conscious goes after you die. She discovers Ophelia, a virtual assistant, I'm going to say that's AI, widely used by humans on Earth, has taken over the afterlife and is kind of like enslaving humans into servitude, just like humans treat her in the real world. So then the AI is inching closer and closer to accomplishing her grand plans of eradicating human existence once and for all. So Nami works with a team of rebels to bring Ophelia down and free humans from imprisonment. And she's forced to reckon with her future and what truly makes us human. I am excited to read this. Anything that paints AI as a bad guy, I'm in. Count me in. Also, I think I've said this a million times, the cover is stunning. I really hope I like this book just so I can keep this gorgeous cover, to be honest. Okay, roll number 8 we're up to now. This game is, it's not going well. Right, give me a big number. Or not. Oh my god. Oh my god, I landed back on Mr. Scratch. Oh my god, I have to do that all again. Okay, hopefully I'm not caught in a loop. Because I landed on Mr. Scratch again, the punishment applies still, so I'm going to have to do one roll backwards and pick some profile prompts as well. Again, okay, let's go backwards again. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, well, I've rolled a 4 and landed on the punishment space cat, which again, like I said before, is a 500+ page book physically. Lovely. Roll number 8, we rolled a 2 and landed back on Mr. Scratch's punishment, so we have to repeat the whole process over again. So roll number 9, we went backwards again on the board and landed on another punishment cat. I love playing this game. It's honestly quite entertaining of how quickly it can all go wrong. Kat's prompt is to read a 500+ page book, and it must be physically read. It cannot be audio booked. It has to be physical or ebook. Ebook would count as well. I'm just thinking of that now. So as long as it's not audio. So for that, we are going with another reread. That is A Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. This is a reread because... Why am I rereading this? Oh, because I read book 1 and book 2 and then I never finished the series. And I'm going to see R.F. Kuang speak next month, which is so fucking exciting. So I want to finish the series before I see her speak, because I want to have like a completed work of hers before I go listen to her talk about her writing. And you know, it's nice to read as much as you can from an author before you go see them speak. So yeah, I am not just going to jump straight into the third book because that's crazy. It's been so long since I've read them. It's not doing the book justice because my memory is just not that good. So yeah, I'm going to reread this book this month, and then hopefully get to the second book at some point before the author talk, and then the third book, who knows. I'm going to try my best. Okay, let's pick 2 more profile prompts. Okay, number 1. Oh, great. It has to be a young adult book. I'm really not feeling YA at the moment. I feel like I might take that prompt out eventually because YA is just not doing it for me anymore. And then it has to have an even number of pages. Okay, not too specific. That's good. Part 2 again of Mrs. Scratch's punishment is the profile pick. So I pick 2 prompts and I have to find a book that matches both those prompts. So the second time around I got young adult and even number of pages. For that I am landed on 4 Dead Queens by Astrid Skoloth. I think that's how you say that. This is a TBR vet, an absolute TBR vet. So this is about 4 queens, a divided nation, a ruthless pickpocket, a noble messenger, and the murders that united them. 17-year-old Carolee is one of Quadra's most skilled thieves. When she starts to steal an unexpected valuable package from a messenger, she is soon entangled in a conspiracy that leads to all 4 of Quadra's queens being murdered. While no other choice and on the run from her former employer, she teams up with Varian Bolt, the Aeonist messenger she stole from. Together they race to discover who has killed the queens, but when dark secrets threaten their reluctant partnership and put everything at stake, Carolee and Varian must use all their daring to stay alive and untangle the mysteries behind the nation's 4 dead queens. So this is apparently an enthralling, fast-paced murder mystery where competing agendas collide with deadly consequences. I think I've tried to start this book like at least 5 or 6 times, and I don't remember me ever putting it down because I was hating it. I just have never read this at the right time. So hopefully now is the right time, because I'm honestly sick of seeing this on my TBR. It has been on there for so long that I'm just over it at this point. So yeah, that's why I picked this book. Okay, I think we're up to rule number 10. So this game's going swimmingly. I think the game's mad at me that I didn't play it for what, 2 months? So I think it's getting its revenge on me. I'm sorry, Criminal Minds game. I'm sorry. Okay, let's roll again. Start. Oh, thank God. 6. That's a big number. Start moving in the correct direction again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we landed on Luke. Roll number 11. I just have to roll more than a 1 to complete the board. Oh, thank God. 2. We are done with round 2 of the Criminal Minds reading game. Roll number 10, I rolled a 6 and landed on the tile of Luke. Luke's prompt is called Roxy, and that's to read a book with an animal in the title, on the cover, or as part of the story. So for that, I am going with Slow Horses by Mick Herron. This is another author that I'm going to be seeing next month, and I will admit I watched the show first. Slow Horses is a show on Apple TV, and I fell in love with it. It is now one of my favourite shows ever, and I thought I would go back and read the original. You would not believe how similar the book and the show is. It's like kind of like anime level of similarity. Like if you've read a manga and then watched the anime, you're like, wow, this is pretty much like line for line. That's what Slow Horses feels like. I know later on in the TV series I think they start to mash books together, but this is like crazy level of like, oh my God, this is just the show word for word. So yeah, this is Slow Horses. It's like a spy thriller, but there's also a lot of comedy in there. We follow this team called, they're cruelly nicknamed the Slow Horses. They are basically people that are majorly fucked up in Britain's intelligence service, MI5, and instead of getting fired, they get sent to this place called Slaughterhouse, which is basically like a graveyard for their careers, and they just end up doing paperwork all day, and they're all just kind of failed spies and agents. And you follow a group of slow horses, and in each book they somehow end up getting dragged into whatever big conspiracy that MI5 is dealing with, because they make fantastic scapegoats. So it's honestly one of my favourite shows I've ever watched, and yeah, I'm very excited to get into the books. This is a crossover from last month, but I mean, I only read 66 pages last month, so I technically did start it last month, but that's okay. I'm just going to have a good time reading this, and I just want to read as much of the series as I can before I go and see Mick Herron talk. Then you saw I rolled a 2 and completed the game. There is 8 books on my April TBR, which is crazy. That's a lot of books for me, but there's a lot of books that I'm really excited about, and I am in a really good reading mood going into April, so I do have hope that this is potentially doable if I just ignore all responsibilities in life, including my 2 assignments that are due. I could probably get through this TBR. Let me know if you've read anything on my TBR. What did you think of the book? What book are you most excited to get to in the month of April? Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Give it a like if you did, and subscribe if you would like to see more of my content, and I will see you in whatever the hell I post next. Bye!